Hi everyone. Today we have a very important guest in our studio, Vishvavahini, to discuss about the Community Connect program. This guest, important guest, Simon Kearney, is connected with all the Buddhist communities, including us, the Sri Lankan community. We are very close to him, and he is the president of UN Vesak Committee, as well as he is the vice president of Buddhist Discussion Center in Upway. Now, UN Vesak resolution was made in 1999 by our former foreign minister, Mr. Kadiragama, in 1999. Afterwards, this Upway Center community and few Buddhist communities decided that we should have a Victorian Vesak celebration using all the temples, all the communities. The idea is to network and support each other, all the communities, Buddhist communities in Victoria. The first UN Vesak celebration was done in 2008 at the Springvale Community Center. Since then, it was growing tremendously till 2018. After 2018, 2019 and 2020 we had this COVID pandemic. Therefore, UN Vesak was conducting the celebrations online streaming system. But this year and last year, the Dana is conducted in last year it was conducted in Berik Sakkamani Sambuddha Vihara, and this year, that is tomorrow, 29th May, Dana is conducted at the Yurok temple. Can you please tell us, Simon, how do you organize this events, UN Vesak events?
Well, firstly, thank you very much for having me on the show, and it's I want to say a very big warm welcome to everybody watching, and hello. So, organising a UN Vesak takes a lot of time and commitment, and it's about bringing a large group of people together from various cultural backgrounds and streams of Buddhism to be able to bring the various communities together to celebrate a Victorian version of Vesak. So it's about bringing people together and creating a Buddhist celebration that we can have right here. In previous years it's been in the Melbourne Town Hall, but as a result of COVID, as you mentioned before, we have had to scale down the event somewhat, and so we've been very lucky that the Shakyamuni Sambuddha Vihara has hosted it last year, and this year we are hosting it at Daham Nikatania in Yarok, and then the year before that we were online. So it's a very sort of long organisational process, and we have to be culturally sensitive to the various beliefs and the various stipulations that all the cultures need, and it's a really good opportunity to bring people from very diverse backgrounds together.
Yes, Simon, as a born Buddhist, I did not know many cultural events. Thanks to your association and thanks to the UN Vesak celebration, I learned, the Vietnamese culture, bathing the baby Buddha kind of things, and many communities are involved with the association, the Korean, Tibetan, Vajrayana. Then a large community of Vietnamese people are, helping us and as I remember, Simon, the fundraising was done by the Vietnamese temple, right? They had a, normally every year we had a dinner conducted by the Vietnamese temple, right? Braeside temple, and that is how this event was funded. You got a little bit of government funding as well, isn't it, Simon?
In the past, we have been lucky enough to receive funding from the Victorian Multicultural Commission, who really want to promote events that bring diverse communities together, which is what we do at the UN VERSAC. And we were also lucky enough to receive funding from the Melbourne City Council, which allowed us to hire the Melbourne Town Hall, which is a very prestigious location, which is where we have done VERSAC in the past. And we've done that because Melbourne is a central location, so that it's relatively easy for people to come from different areas of Victoria. And it's a great venue to host a big event with lots of people.
Yes. As you say, when you go to a temple in Berwick, people in the northern, they'll have to travel for about 1 or 2 hours, you know.
That's right.
And then other way as well. When the event is conducted in the centre CBD, the Central Business District in Melbourne, it is easy for everybody. Tell me, you also had the procession, cultural procession, and Dane at Pindapata Dane at the event, right?
That's correct. One of the most popular aspects of our event is a procession, which happens just before the official proceedings occur in Melbourne Town Hall. And the procession really brings a lot of people together because they very much enjoy a big celebration that's very public, down the streets of Melbourne CBD. And we have the Sangha leading, which is a big blessing for the city and for everyone who participates. So it's a good opportunity for people to dress in their traditional clothing. And at various stages of the celebrations over the years, we've had big floats with very large Buddha images on top of cars and so on. And it's been a really wonderful, amazing experience for everybody involved. And then before, also very popular, is before that we would hold a Sangha Dana, which would begin at about 9:30 at the top of the city at St Peter's Parish, which would involve quite a lot of Sangha members. And it was an opportunity for large groups of lay participants to offer Dana and Pindabat to the Sangha in the traditional way.
Although we all believe in Buddhism, different countries have different cultures, and the Sangha Dana is different from various communities, but you have organized it in a nice way so that everybody can participate in the event. And also culturally foods are different, different foods were offered. Yes,
that's correct. So the venerable, most venerable Phuc Tan's temple offered Vietnamese cuisine for the Vietnamese for the Mahayana Sangha, and there are also offerings of Sri Lankan cuisines for the Sri Lankan monks. And so it was an opportunity again to practice and observe different tastes from the different parts of the world. Largely we adhered to the Theravadan Sangha tradition in order so that they could eat before 12, and also in the way that it's been offered. So in the Pindabat we had some monks have their own bowls, but we would also provide bowls for Sangha, for monks and nuns who did not have that. But it's a wonderful celebration of the diverse cultures that we have in Victoria.
Yes, as we know, Vesak is the most important event for Buddhists all over the world. We celebrate 3 events of Buddha. One is the birth of Buddha, which was 2585 years ago. Enlightenment was in 2,550 years ago, and passing away of Buddha was 2,505 years ago. So all the three events are together in Vesak. So people were happy celebrating this with different communities. Now, Simon, now can I talk about your own Buddhist association? We have brought Buddhism through our migration, through migrants. We have now Sri Lankan temples, over 10 temples. At the beginning, when we migrated, there was only one temple or something like that. But before that, before all the communities, you had your own Buddhist center. I think that was started in 1978.
1978.
1978.
Yeah.
Yes, 1978, which is more than 44 years now. Can you tell me how this was started?
So our temple was started by Master John D. Hughes, who was very highly attained. He's quite powerful, and he saw that Buddhism needed to be promoted in the southern area of the world. So he chose to start a temple in Victoria, and at that time there was not a lot of Sangha in Australia actually.
Yes.
And so he saw that there was a need to bring Buddhism to Australia and to Melbourne.
Yes.
So he started a temple that was designed for lay people to practice.
Okay.
Because he saw that a lot of, in Australia we work full time, we have children, we have families. So he wanted to provide an opportunity for those people to access the Dharma and be able to practice the Dharma, and sort of really use their everyday lives to practice and to progress. And he wanted to have a small temple so that students could access the teacher one-on-one. And so the teachings could be easily understood or easily accessed and practiced, because you would get direct instruction from the master. So that's what the Buddhist Discussion Centre is about.
You conduct Buddhist radio channel as well, is it?
We do, yes. We have a radio program that we do every week, which starts at 4 o'clock and finishes at 5, and it's on a radio station, a community radio station, 3MDR,
Okay.
and the frequency is 97.1 FM.
Now, me as a Sri Lankan, we have the Theravada tradition. Vietnamese people will have the Mahayana tradition, and the Tibetans will have Vajrayana tradition, and Koreans and the Japanese will have Zen tradition. Do you have any tradition like that, or it is purely on a Buddha Dhamma system?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that, purely about the Buddha Dharma system. John's methodology of teaching was that he would see the student and he would see what they needed and he would teach according to their needs. Yeah. So it was very student-centred, if I'm to use an educational term. Yeah. So if that meant that the student was well suited to practicing the Theravada form of Buddhism, then he would teach them using that system. If they were better suited to more of a Vajrayana system or Mahayana system, then he would use that to teach the student. And sometimes the students, some students, because everything is changing all the time, some students would practice Theravada and then he would switch to Vajrayana for them. So we say that at the Buddhist Discussion Centre we are non-sectarian. So we practice all forms of Buddhism with the goal of making quick or fast progression. Yeah. So a lot of John's students were not necessarily aware that there was the separation between Mahayana and Theravada and Vajrayana. They just knew what their teacher taught them. Yeah.
Buddhism has no object of proselytizing religion. So how come people come to you through word of mouth or?
We, at the moment, at the moment in particular, word of mouth generally is the most strongest form of publicity generally.
Okay.
However, at the moment we run an introductory course that is based around a text that we've written called Bringing Wisdom to Life, which I think you have a copy of.
Yes.
So we run a course which is sort of an introduction to Buddhism based around that book. We also run nightly meditation classes beginning at 8 p.m. online by our senior members. And you can find that on our website. So this is what we do to allow people an opportunity to connect with us and to connect with the teachings.
If I may ask you a personal question, Simon, how did you become a Buddhist?
So that's a great question. I was working in a call centre where we had to ring people up and ask them to donate to charity.
Okay.
And one of the members of the Buddhist Discussion Centre, long-time member who you know, Julian.
Yes. Bamford.
Yeah, Julian Bamford. He said, I said, look, I've been thinking about meditation. I've been thinking maybe I should do some meditation.
Okay.
And Julian actually said to me, well, we run sort of we've got a beginning Buddhism course that you might be interested on a Wednesday night. And so I went along to one of these classes, and it was really truly amazing actually. I really felt a very powerful effect, which I now know is the Dharma, but I didn't really know what it was at the time. It was very memorable, and I thought, this is really amazing. And when I drove home that first night, the lights were all green and everything was really smooth, and the world was a really interesting place. So I guess I just got more involved after that, really. I went to the classes that they held at night, and then I got more involved, and I met Anita and Frank, who were just incredible teachers. And Anita said to me, this is what, if you really want to progress, this is what you need to do. So I said, okay. So that's my story. It's sort of, from a Western point of view, what we think about, when most Westerners think about Buddhism, they think about meditation.
Yes.
And even though meditation is one part of the Buddha Dhamma path, but most Westerners associate Buddhism with meditation. And so the first experience they have of Buddhism is usually through meditation. And these days, meditation is discussed as a good form of relaxation, and it helps you with stress, and it helps you with clarity of mind. So these are all these things that I was looking for. Yeah.
Right, Simon. I thank you very much for coming here on such a busy day. You are fully employed and you do a lot of community work. I thank you for organizing this Vesak community as well. We're connecting all the communities. I wish you, the best path, Nirvana, the highest form of Buddhism, and be healthy and wealthy and be wise.
Thank you very much, Kosala.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's been wonderful to meet you and to have an opportunity to talk to all the viewers out there.
Vishvavahini.